Welcome back to the Gentleman Jugcast. I am Gentleman Jug,
And I am Son.
and this is the Gentleman Jugcast. I already said that though. Look. Okay, we've been doing this for a while now, and we still cannot get this freaking entrance correct.
Well, we've done it before. We've gotten it right before.
I don't know, based off of what? Like off of me? I say that it's right. I don't know.
Yeah, it's right.
I don't know. It's there's things that I got going on that for some reason in my life will not allow me to make the entrance proper. I don't know what the deal is, but we'll get through it. But we got something to talk about today, son. What is that?
Well, first, obviously, it's going to be the Electra movie.
Yes,
Like
the Electra movie.
the the gem of a movie.
The gem of a movie.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, but before we talk about that stuff, what are we talking about?
World Wrestling.
Hey, you know what? You got to do what you got to do to get it out there, right?
Yep.
All right, well, take me there. Well, hang on. Before we go there, I got a couple things uh that I want to say. Um so the second half of the draft took place on Monday,
Yep.
and it just feels like all the issues that were going to take place on SmackDown are now going to take place on Raw.
Yep.
Like, Seth Rollins went to Raw. And I'm like, oh, okay, I guess that means Edge will get to probably go for the Universal Championship again.
Like, no, he's going to Raw.
No, he's going to Raw too. Like, oh, okay.
It just seems to me Raw's like, man, SmackDown really destroyed us. Let's just take everybody except Roman.
Yeah,
It basically took everybody, like almost everybody.
almost everybody.
They even took Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair. They're like, let's take that over here too.
Yeah, I was about to say that as well. So they went to Raw. Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair are going to Raw. And I don't know how they're going to do it. Because like the championships are are like they're taking the championships with them. She's on Raw as SmackDown champion.
And Charlotte's on SmackDown as Raw champion.
Yeah, now what? Are they going to sit there and like make them trade championships and just be like, "Hey, this adds to your champ count."
I don't know.
Wait, how come that gets to add to your champ count if you just took it over? Like, well, I swapped it, now I'm this particular champion. I'm like, so what? You're gonna sit here and be SmackDown Women's Champion on Raw?
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just it got to me. I don't know. It bothers me for right now. I like what's going on between all the women. I'm fine with that. But it the fatal four ways, which is what they used to be called. I don't think they've ever had a fatal four way for a long time.
No.
Fatal four way, for those who don't know, is four people who are all enemies and they all fight at the exact same time for whatever. They kind of like expanded them into like battle royale type situations, or what's the word? It's not really battle royale. It's more like Money in the Bank or ladder match type situations. They kind of been putting it like in that vein.
Or they've just switched the triple threat matches over and over again.
Yeah, they just keep having the same triple threat matches. And I love me a triple threat match. I do, but I also like a fatal four-way match as well. And they don't do those hardly anymore.
I want to see Roman Reigns in a fatal four-way.
I wouldn't even trip on that. I mean, what are they gonna say? I don't even have to be pinned to lose my title. Yeah, we know. Okay, it's not a secret of what happens. Okay.
It's like every time they do something like that with a champion, like, oh, I don't have to be pinned to lose my title.
Yeah, it's like, I don't even, why do I got to deal with this if I don't got to be pinned? And it's like, it's the same thing every single time. We know you don't want it. We know you hate it. We know all that stuff. We know. But still, Okay, you don't got to keep saying it all the damn time.
They're like, I hate it. I can't be pinned to lose my title.
Whatever, you know. But it's just a thing that I was thinking about. But go ahead and take me there, son. What we got?
Well, I mean, on Raw, the Drew McIntyre thing is going to happen with Big E. I guess
I assumed that it wasn't going to take place since that's going to happen, but I think they told us that this is how it was going to go down. That they were going to make all these rule changes after Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
So I just assumed they're just going to go ahead and ignore that, but Crown Jewel still got to happen, and I'm calling it right now. I don't think that Big E is going to lose his championship.
No.
At all.
I honestly think that Drew's going to lose, and then he's just going to go to SmackDown. He's going to fight Roman.
Exactly. And I think that Roman is going to sit there and freaking just job out Drew, until The Rock comes out.
Yep.
I mean, is that safe to say?
Probably. Well, if it's not Drew, he's going to job out somebody.
Yeah.
It's going to be like, if it's not you, Drew, I got someone else. It's like I'm going to job out Brock Lesnar. Then we're going to job out some more people.
Yeah. Because I don't think Roman is losing until at least
after he beats The Rock.
Like some point after WrestleMania, I think is when he'll lose.
I guess the real question is like, who should he lose to?
I don't know. Because I'm assuming that when they were to do the Royal Rumble, that person is going to take on Big E so that The Rock can take on Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
I don't know who's going to win, but whatever. It is what it is.
I feel like either Drew's going to be the one who gets jobbed out before The Rock, or he might be the one to beat Roman. Because they never got... He wants to get his title back in front of, like, the crowd. So maybe that's how you do it, maybe.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't think it's... I don't see it happening anytime soon. I don't think Drew's going to win against Roman. But they are welcome to surprise me. Yeah. I don't know.
Now Drew's like, I'm gonna get 2 swords to fight Roman.
You want what?
He's gonna get 2 swords to fight Roman.
Right. He's gonna just right. Then then the actual sound of like metal slapping metal is gonna freaking at the beginning of his song will make sense.
Yeah. And then we can have his backstage segment where he's like in the hallway talking to 2 swords. And he's like, this is from the Tooth of the Loch Ness Monster.
This is from the other Tooth of the Loch Ness Monster. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the sword. I'm tired. I never liked the sword in the beginning. I thought when he brought it out the first time, I thought like, it's a pretty cool thing.
Now it's just like,
but it's like all the time. I was like, dude, you don't need to have the fucking sword.
And then there's the time he's like, I wish I would have chopped his head off with this.
It drives me nuts. I'm done with the sword. I don't need it anymore.
It's like, just stick to the claymore.
Yeah. There's a King of the Ring tournament coming on. I think it started on SmackDown.
Yeah.
And I'm glad. I think the King of the Ring should be like a yearly fucking thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why they keep starting and stopping and starting and stopping. I don't care. Make it a thing. You want to give somebody a chance to be the best without actually freaking giving them a crown. I'm sorry, without giving them a belt. Okay, then King of the Ring, that's what this is for, right?
Yeah, and then they even started a Queen of the Ring thing now.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that the King of the Ring, not to gloss over what you just said, but I hope that the King of the Ring is Xavier Woods.
Yeah.
Just my opinion. And I don't really have a preference for Queen of the Ring.
No.
I mean, the first women's Money in the Bank was Carmella. Be weird as hell if they did it again. I mean, she's on her way, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm just wondering, like, that means that the female would have like 3 queens, because they have Shayna Baszler, Queen of Spades. Then they have Charlotte Flair, the Queen. And then we have the Queen of the Ring, whoever wins.
Yeah, but the Queen of the Ring thing is like, it's only supposed to last like a year.
Yeah. So,
I mean, and I know that they let Shinsuke Nakamura be King of the Ring, but he didn't win King of the Ring like how it was supposed to be won.
He just won it from like a match where he's supposed to win the crown.
Yeah, he got it posthumously. And I'm just not into that.
Yeah.
It's like look, it's fine. I don't have a problem seeing King Shinsuke Nakamura, but I'd like him to be King, winning the King of the Ring,
Yeah.
not beating somebody who already was King of the Ring.
Yeah.
But whatever. I don't know who's supposed to be Queen of the Ring, but there is also supposed to be a feud between Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mystique. I assume Mysterio, Dominic and Rey Mysterio. You can see it happening. You can see it coming along. Like I'm just like I know what's gonna go down. You know, but I don't know. I mean, I want to see it.
Yeah.
You know, um, I would assume that Dominic is gonna get the win.
Probably.
You know, he's got to get a win sooner or later, right?
Yeah.
Can't just sit there and have him keep freaking being jobbed out to Sammy. And I'm not bored with the Edge and Seth Rollins thing yet.
No.
I'm not bored with it yet. I'm actually way more into it than I would like to admit. I can't believe that this feud has been going on since like when? Since like
SummerSlam.
Yeah, SummerSlam. You know? And I'm just like, I'm still into it.
It's kind of like I guess for me, it's kind of like the Jey Uso Roman Reigns thing, where like I was still into it after even a while of it happening. I'm like, I'm still in this.
I'm still in. And I think I asked you this a while back. Is the sunset flip the new like go-to move? Seems like everybody's doing a sunset flip now.
Yeah, and then instead of doing surprise roll up, it's a sunset flip roll up.
Yeah, I'm seeing that too. Sunset flip roll up. What in the fuck?
They're like, oh, you guys don't like the surprise roll up? We'll just make it look.
We'll make it different. Sunset flip roll up.
Like you can't tell a difference. It's like they'll never see it. They won't know.
It's over with. But here's a good question for you, boy. Are they just never going to explain the turnbuckle situation at the last pay-per-view?
At Extreme Less Rules.
Yeah.
No. There's like Finn Balor's like back on SmackDown. He's not even talking. He's like, we're just not talking about
Nobody's talking about it.
Like, we just don't talk about that anymore.
No one has said anything since it happened.
All Roman says is, I beat the demon. That's all that happened. Nothing else.
I'm looking at it and I'm like, what happened? I want to know what happened. Was somebody back there doing something?
So I guess the story is that the demon was too heavy on the ropes and it broke.
I guess. I don't know. Even though freaking Sheamus was up there like a little while ago just dancing like Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
That didn't break the ropes.
But the
demon just standing up there while his music is playing. Maybe the music was so heavy.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I started thinking about it when I saw Finn Balor in the he was in the Survivor Series. What the fuck is it? King of the Ring.
Yeah.
And they just went right on by. They glossed over it.
Yeah, the commentator's like, "Oh, look, it's Finn Balor."
Yeah, haven't seen him since Extreme Rules. I'm like, he's not upset that he fucking lost that way. Nothing.
He's like, what are you talking about, man? What do you mean?
I don't know. It bothers the hell out of me on that one. That really bothers the hell out of me. I don't understand what the deal is with that one. Why is it that we can't talk about this anymore?
I don't know why, but to me, like when I see that when he breaks the rope, it's funny now because it's just like when he plays the music, it's like a Dragon Ball power up or something, and then it just runs out. So that's what I thought of. Like it's like when Goku powers up, and then all of a sudden he loses energy, just falls.
So I assume Sasha's gonna win the SmackDown title, right?
Yeah. But I guess the real question is, how do they get the title from Charlotte Flair back on Raw?
I don't know. She's not really feuding with anybody.
Unless they want to do Becky versus Charlotte again.
Well, let me think about this. They're okay with having a Becky 2 belts, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Maybe they turn this match into a fatal 4-way women takes all.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Then you can have the championship on both brands, and then somebody could just win it from them.
Yeah.
Charlotte takes the SmackDown one, and Becky takes the Raw one.
Yeah. And I guess you continue whatever Becky was doing with Bianca, I guess.
Right? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. I don't know. You got anything else for WWE?
Well, I mean, I guess there's the RK Bro thing where they're just fighting Omos Styles.
Yeah, I've had it with that.
Mike, can we get something new?
I'm over and done with it. I don't need to see it anymore.
Oh,
They can keep doing it all I want to, but I don't need to see it anymore.
What do you think about Lashley versus Goldberg?
Yeah, now we're getting to the real conversations, boy. Yeah. Look, I don't care. I don't really want to see this at all because I'm thinking that they're going to sit there and let Bobby Lashley lose to Goldberg when Bobby Lashley should be at this time proving that he's still, championship material. Right?
Yeah, this is something random I thought of. When I see Lashley now, I think of that character from Leo's in Stitch. It's like Walter Bubbles. He looks exactly like Bobby Lashley.
Walter Bubbles. I haven't seen Lilo and Stitch in a long time.
You gotta Google it. They look exactly alike.
Walter Bubbles?
Yeah, I think that's his name. He's like a secret agent. He's wearing the exact same thing as Lashley, and he's like bald too. And he got the sunglasses. He's like Bobby Lashley animated. It's
Walter Bubbles.
Yeah, that's his name. He looks exactly like Bobby Lashley.
I'll take your word for it on that one. What the fuck? I don't know what Bobby Lashley what animated cartoon character he looks like. I have no idea. But what I do know is I don't really need to see Goldberg come back and do anything. If he's not jobbing somebody, else out. I don't know. I don't really need Goldberg back in the WWE life. I don't need it.
Well, you want to see him at Goldberg is All Elite.
I don't want to see Goldberg really at all. Goldberg was never my favorite wrestler. Now, I liked him when he first came out, and he was just, had like I don't know, what was it, 2000 win-loss record? I don't know what it was. It's like I think it's like 173 or something like that, where he won like 173 straight before Kevin Nash took his win from him. That's the Goldberg that I liked. Okay, I enjoyed that particular Goldberg. The Goldberg here, he talks too much, and I don't like his promo style. And then I don't like his wrestling style anymore. When he came back to fight Brock Lesnar, I was in.
Yeah.
I was into it. I was like, yeah, he's not really saying too much of anything. He comes out, he freaking does basically what Brock Lesnar does.
That's it.
And that's what we wanted, and we got it. And now they let him talk, and I'm just like, I don't like his face. I don't like how he talks.
I don't like that he buried the Fiend.
I don't like any of that shit. I need him to stop WWE. Just like, be in the back somewhere doing something.
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
Yeah, being Alexa's playground on the swing.
Yeah, yeah. Let him do something stupid like that. I'm just not into the Goldberg as he is now. And look, if you are into him, hey, enjoy it.
You could have him on the swing. He looks like Lily. I'm next.
I guess. I don't know. It wouldn't be my thing. But I just see it as, it's just boring to me. I just find it boring.
I don't know why, but I don't know. I'm really starting to like Bobby Lashley a lot.
I always liked Bobby Lashley. I thought he was great. But I guess we're never going to talk about the Hurt Business again. So they come back and then they haven't talked about him since.
He's just like there.
Or if they have, Hulu isn't showing it.
Yeah. It's like they're like there, but like they don't even say that they're Hurt Business yet. Maybe they're waiting for MVP to come back.
I don't know. I have no clue, but I do know that I'm just sick of Goldberg. I want Bobby Lashley to fight somebody else. Not Big E anymore. I don't need that anymore. Big E versus, Drew McIntyre, I think is fine.
Yeah.
But I don't need uh Goldberg versus Big E.
I just know the one thing I remember
Or I
from
don't need Goldberg versus Big E or Lashley.
yeah. One thing I remember though is that there was the what was it? They there was a tag team match with Drew McIntyre and Big E like on that Raw, and they were fighting. Was it Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, during the entire match, Bobby Roode's like, "I'm Big Bob," and then Drew's like, "I'm big." I mean, and then Drew's like, "I'm Big D."
Yeah, look, it's just stupid fucking things that they gotta say.
Yeah, and
That's all it is. It's just stupid fucking things they gotta say to get a pop or a little pop or whatever the fuck they want from it. I don't need it.
and the commentator's like, "Look, it's Big Bob versus Big D."
Yeah, don't care. They can have it. You know what I need. I don't know what I need yet, but I know it's not this. Oh shit. Well, that's all I got with wrestling.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, one more, one more.
one more thing.
Yeah, I just wanted to hear what you had to say about Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar.
I mean, I'm into it. I don't think that Brock Lesnar will win this. Like I said, they're welcome to surprise me. I don't think they'll win.
No.
But I don't hate it. I think it's fine. I'm all about it. Let's do it.
I don't know why I thought if Drew McIntyre carries a sword, Brock Lesnar looks like a butcher. He just carry like a giant piece of meat.
Yeah, I don't know. But with Brock Lesnar being on SmackDown and Drew McIntyre also being on SmackDown, you know, maybe they could fight again.
I mean, I don't think I wouldn't mind it.
I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it at all. Then again, I'm not 100% certain that Brock Lesnar is on SmackDown.
I think he just said, "I'm a free agent, Paul."
Yeah, I mean, I guess he can go wherever he wants. I mean, he could go to Raw and freaking take the title again. You know,
He'd go to NXT 2.0.
why not go to NXT? You know, that'll shake things up over there.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar is huge and high star power, so
I'm just saying maybe he should just try NXT out.
just go out there and just own the fucking brand.
Yeah. Then he become they kind of well, I mean, they have a champion, but you know, he could try being NXT champion.
He could try. He could try. Well, that's all I got about wrestling. What do you got?
That's all I got.
All right. Well, I got a movie we got to talk about.
Yep.
The what'd you call it?
The Gem.
The Gem.
Electra.
Yeah. So, if I remember correctly, this movie came out in 2004. I can't remember 100%. I didn't look that information up because I did not care. Okay. And I hope that that doesn't sit there and set the precursor for this entire movie. But let's get into it. Okay. So this movie is Electra. It started with a narration about the evil, which in this movie is called The Hand.
Yeah.
So they could have just called it The Hand. And basically they're discussing what Electra, Jennifer Gardner, is supposed to do. Now, this movie is a technical sequel to Daredevil. Those events happened and they influence this movie. Right? So we're watching this flick, and that's all I talk about is you know, what Electra's supposed to do, because there's like some sort of prophecy. At least that's what we thought it was. Okay. So businessman or a bad guy is talking about Electra and what she does, you know, like John Wick style. The bad guy is telling other bad guys what another bad guy does.
Yeah.
You know, and he's wondering why is it that she is sparing him. Like apparently 3 or 4 times she had the opportunity to kill him, and now she's sparing him every single time to make him feel helpless? ? I don't know. But whatever the deal is, look, she takes out all the bad guys at this guy's freaking place, and she looks cool while she's doing it. Okay? She just does.
And I just think, oh man, this is gonna be a good movie. Maybe
This might be pretty good.
this might be.
Might be pretty good, And then when she gets to the guy, the guy's like, listen, you don't want to kill her. You don't want to try to kill her because she's going to kill you. And she does kill him because he doesn't listen. Even when the boss says, hey, you might not want to do that. And the person who's going to kill you says you might not want to do that. Maybe you don't want to do it, but whatever. So she comes out and she says, that's not so bad. And he's like, how do you know? And she says, right in his ear, I died once. And then she goes off and she's back where she was, and she freaking, throws her sai at him and kills him. Now, that lets me sit there and think that since the end of this movie, the Daredevil movie, that when she died and she came back, she gained the powers of being able to teleport.
Yeah.
Because she's able to do that all over this fucking movie.
Yeah.
Just teleporting. She's basically Batmaning everybody in this movie. If they're talking to her, then she just walks away and that's it.
I see Batman. He doesn't have any powers and he can still do it.
Yeah. But it gives you the impression that she does have powers.
Yeah.
And that she can do it.
Because I don't think I've ever seen Batman whisper in someone's eye and be like, I'm Batman, and teleport far back and throw a batarang.
Well, like I say, it looks cool. It looks cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's funny. It's after this first scene, I'm like, this could be good.
This could be pretty good. She looks cool, So next scene, the character's name is Master Roshi. His name is he's played by this guy named we know who he is. All right. Kari Hirokui Tagawa. So if we all remember, he played Shang Tsung in the first Mortal Kombat live action movie, and he was great as Shang Tsung.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of anybody else who could have played him at that time because I always picture Shang Tsung as old. We'll stop talking about that, Jug. Let's talk about this movie.
Let's talk about this better movie.
Okay. So he makes an appearance with, I'm assuming it's his son, named Kirigi, played by Will Yun Lee, and they discuss this treasure that needs to be found. Okay. Next scene. Electra is cleaning, and she's brooding while she's cleaning. And then some guy shows up and enters this house that she's in. Turns out she knows this cat. His name is Gabe, and he's played by this guy named Colin Cunningham. And Gabe is upset because he's giving her money, and he's also giving her grief because she's killing too many people while she's killing the bad guy.
Yeah.
Now, I'm under the impression, does it make a difference if you're a bad guy and you're killing other bad guys?
No.
But he's giving her a hard time. Whatever. So, I'm watching this and I'm like, okay, it's kind of starting to get boring.
Yep.
Right? It's getting to that point.
This is when I turn the lights on.
So you got a system set up already. Well, here we go. Got to turn the lights on because I'm starting to get bored.
About to fall asleep.
Yeah. And we'll continue with that when we come back. And we're back. I'm
back.
I am too. Hey, thanks for having me. So in this conversation with Gabe, she's been given a new assignment. And the assignment sees her go to, I guess, some remote island somewhere. I don't know specifically where.
They never say.
Yeah. So, then you get a couple of flashbacks, where she's training with Stick, the cool character from the Daredevil TV show. Not nearly as cool here.
I mean, I'll probably just say it again so I just get out of the way, but I've been spoiled by the Daredevil show. So, besides the beginning scene, the rest of it didn't look cool to me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not spoiled by the Daredevil show. I saw this movie before that show even existed, was even anything, and I know of Stick, and I knew he didn't act like how this guy act, which was he was played by Terrence Stamp, General Zod
Yeah.
from the first and second Superman movies. Stick is a good character, but not here.
Nah, the Daredevil show. You watch that, you'll get Stick.
You'll get the right Stick, or at least Stick as I like him.
Yeah, you'll get the Stick who wants the tea.
The tea.
Yeah. He drinks a lot of tea in that show.
Oh, okay.
There was like a scene where he's drinking tea while he's like stepping on a guy.
I enjoy the tea, damn it. You son of a bitch. I think he says something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so look. She goes to this freaking house. And, Gabe, I guess, has feelings for her, I guess. I don't know. But he sends her a gift basket. All right. The gift basket has, I don't know, alcohol and shit, and she throws off to the side. And then she does what I call action toiletries. She like action gets her toothpaste out of the tooth, like out of the tube, and she action puts it on a toothbrush, and she action, gets all of her freaking fruits out and sets them up and stuff like that. It's all action.
But did you do action laundry like Robin?
No, she sure as hell didn't do action laundry, but I wouldn't be surprised if she did.
See, action laundry is when you like do action with socks.
Yeah, and that's how you hang stuff, which is terrible because it'll really fuck up your clothes when you wring them out like that. But whatever.
That's Robin. He doesn't wear pants.
Yeah, I do it a quicker way. No, you do it a stupid way. Okay, we have a dryer. You think I'm not This is Bruce Wayne is a billionaire, you son of a bitch. We have a fucking dryer.
We have Alfred.
It's dumb. I don't care. No.
We'll get there.
Yeah. So after she goes for a swim, she hears someone in her house. She chases them down. It's this girl named Abby, played by Kristen Zion. She's broken into her house and she's stolen a necklace. And the way Electra freaking attacks her is basically like Batman. She could have killed this girl, with the box cutter, and she freaking like, what are you doing in my house? She's exactly right?
Yeah.
What are you doing in my house? Why are you in here? Are you lucky I don't fucking kill you? So immediately after that, you see Electra having a dream about a demon doing something. Then she wakes up and she starts training. Look, it sounds like I'm bored with this movie, and that's because I am.
Yeah, this is not good.
It is like outrageously boring. Okay? So
boring gem.
Yeah, boring. I'm not into it at all. And around this time was when I turned the lights on because I was watching in a different room.
Around this time, I decided time to clean my room.
Should probably clean my room. Get some things taken care of.
Gotta stay awake somehow.
Yeah, So she ends up meeting this guy named Mark Miller. Like she's like meditating on a thing. And then she Batman's off of this freaking thing. And she comes up behind Mark Miller, who's played by this guy named Goran Viznik. And they start talking about his daughter.
Yep.
Whatever. Okay. She tells him, hey, look, your daughter came to my house. He's like, oh, shit. Did she steal anything? She's like, yeah. He's like, I'll pay for it. I got it. I got it back. Whatever. And then he's like, well, my name is, Mark. And she's just like, all right. She left.
My name is Markiplier.
Yeah. Hello, my name is Markiplier. Look, I don't care about Electra at all at this point. I don't care how cool she thinks she's being, how cool they make this character think she is. All this stuff is just boring.
It's funny that I don't remember being this bored when I watched Black Widow.
Because Black Widow was not boring.
Yeah.
It was just dumb.
This is both dumb and boring.
This is dumb and boring. It's worse. So, whatever. Abby shows up later and she's like, hey, why'd you tell my dad you stole from me? Bitch, because you stole from me. Okay, really? And your dad needs to fucking come over there and fucking beat that ass.
I don't know if it's me, but I feel like this scene like was super long for me. I don't know why.
It was boring. That's why when something is boring, it feels like it takes a way longer time.
This is like I stopped the movie and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna eat like a meal now. I gotta eat something.
I'm gonna eat a meal. I'm gonna eat a meal.
Yeah, I gotta eat a meal now. This is getting boring.
Gonna have a steak dinner. Watch something else while I do that. So, whatever. There's exposition. That's what I wrote. I wrote exposition, don't care, boring. So the question is, why is this even happening? So apparently she's waiting for Gabe to tell her what her assignment is, the people that she's supposed to kill. So she's just kind of sitting around there. And it's just ridiculous because you're like, if she's just gonna sit here and do this, it feels like it's part one of a two-part of a movie that's supposed to have like a sequel.
Yeah.
Like, why is this thing taking so long? There's no reason for it to take as long as it does.
It was at this point I decided I can't even sit down and watch. I have to stand up now.
Yeah. So, fine. This story to me, I thought was the classic fish out of water story. Like Wonder Woman, where she shows up from Themyscira and she's, in, I believe it was England.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, what does this do? What does that do? The fish out of water story. This is the same thing, although she's not a fish out of water. She's had a life on Earth in the cities.
What? I think Captain America's like a semi-fish out of water.
Yeah, but it makes sense for him to have to be that fish out of water, when he comes to, the present day.
He's like, what is that?
Yeah, it makes sense, and they, it's just, this right here is just not working out for me.
I don't know why it doesn't make sense. Like she's lived in this world.
Yeah, and here she is acting like, I don't know how to talk to people. And
is that ice cream?
Yeah. Oh, it's delicious. Shit like that. So whatever. She finally gets her assignment, and lo and behold, was it even a shock?
Nope.
It's Mark and Abby.
Markiplier. And Abby.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call him Markiplier.
You can call him Markiplier all you want to. So she's supposed to freaking kill him. Both of them. Time to go to work. She gets her freaking her bow and arrow, and you can see that the cliche is supposed to happen of where she all of a sudden says, I have a change of heart because they fed me dinner. That one time, just because she broke into my house.
She broke into my house that one time, but that's okay.
Yeah. So she says, look, I can't fucking kill these people. And Gabe tells her, well, they're going to send somebody else, which they do. Turns out it was the Hand sending ninjas. And the ninjas get there, and she's looking, and she kills one of them, and he bursts into fucking smoke.
I'm like, what?
Like a blade vampire.
Yeah. Like,
okay. Whatever. So the other ninja comes in. I write, they fight. And then he gets upset and he breaks his own neck. He's sitting on the floor and she's like, what are you doing here? And he just turns his head one way and goes the other way and he breaks his neck. I didn't know you could do that. But I guess in this movie, they teach you how to break your own fucking neck.
I thought he was trying to I don't know what I saw. I thought he was I don't know. I thought he was trying to bop his head or something to music. He's like, oh.
It's dumb. It's just dumb. It's dumb. So, we end up getting to another scene where there's a meeting of the Hand, and Kirigi comes in with his people, his crew. You got the big black dude named Stone, played by Bob Sapp. You got the other character named Tattoo, played by Chris Ackerman.
Oh yeah, his name is Tattoo.
Yeah, that's his name. I don't know that character that well in comics. I don't remember seeing it that much in Daredevil comics, but whatever. You got Kinku, played by Edison T. Riberto. You got Typhoid Mary, who I do know, played by I'm gonna fuck her name up. It's Natasha Malfi. That's her. That's how it says it. I don't think I typed it wrong, but that's how it says it. um, I like Typhoid Mary, but I've always liked characters who like bring plague with them. So, I mean, they always got a character who always freaking like wherever they go, plants die, or
Yeah.
birds fall out the sky, or butterflies, hit windows or whatever. I don't know.
Like, I like watching death.
Yeah, I dig it, but whatever. So,
No Nobu.
yeah, no Nobu. I was thinking that same exact thing. I didn't write it down, but I'm like, why? Where's Nobu at? Isn't they could have easily had Kirigi be Nobu? Easily.
I don't know why. I mean, I guess this is not as good, but I'm like, what about Madame Gal though?
They could have had her in here,
Yeah.
but no. So whatever. So Electra meets up with Stick and at a bar, and because he's playing pool blind and he's hustling them. So I guess he assumes that Electra's going to show up here. I mean, he has a school somewhere nearby, and I guess he has hobbies, and one of his hobbies is to play pool and hustle people.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
He doesn't drink tea in this one.
Yeah. So Electra shows up and he schools her. Why? I don't care.
Just
Really don't.
It's like, can this movie end?
It's not ending anytime soon.
Nope.
So she leaves and the family follows her, but then Tattoo's bird sees her, and so they leave. So Tattoo, Tattoo's powers is, I fucking love this guy. Tattoo's powers are that he has tattoos all over his body. Shock, right? But the tattoos are actually animals. Like he has a tattoo of a wolf, and a bird. I guess that's and snakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like when he takes his bird tattoo out, the bird tattoo can cover distances and then become like spray painting or graffiti on a wall. Well, Electra's talking to Mark and Abby outside of the bar that they were at where Stick was at, and the bird happens to look at Electra, and she's like, oh shit, and she like, let's get out of here. So they leave. Now, I almost said Nobu, but Kirigi, his crew could have taken them down right then and there.
Yeah.
But they did not do that.
I'm just wondering, why doesn't Tattoo like throw out all of his tattoos and like have
Well, they don't seem to show that he can do that. That he can freaking throw out more than one at a time.
True. I mean, I guess they could have explained that.
They don't show that, so I assume he can only do one at a time. But I mean, whatever. So they get into a vehicle and they start freaking trying to drive away, right?
Yep.
And of course, Tattoo and Kirigi and his crew, they freaking, are giving chase, basically. So apparently Gabe, his safe house is nearby. Now, I don't know what city this all takes place in, but apparently everything is so freaking close by to one another.
And then he got Stick in his club near the school. Then you got this guy's safe house, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, the island wasn't that far away. It's like, where the fuck are you guys?
It's like not in New York, obviously.
Obviously, so at this point, I start to realize, like, why is the hand after these people? And I'm thinking, okay, maybe Abby is like the chosen one or something. Maybe he's the chosen one. I don't know. They want them both dead, so whatever. But he's I was thinking at this time, maybe Abby's the chosen one. That's what I was kind of figuring at that point. Were you thinking that?
Yeah. I was thinking that, but I was also thinking, what else can I do to stay awake?
Yeah, because it is boring. Exposition is what I wrote next. So they meet up eventually with Gabe, and he's upset, because they have brought death to his door. He's watching a hawk that happened to land on his thing, and the hawk is just watching him. So whatever. you know, eventually he comes back and he's like, oh, I got to shoot this fucking bird, Electra, because it's been sitting there for like fucking 3 hours.
Well, why didn't you shoot it at the first hour?
I mean, because it could have just been a regular hawk. Right? But whatever. So he shoots the freaking bird. The bird isn't dead. It just moves off somewhere. And that's when we realize that Kirigi and his crew are outside. Or they're on their way, really. So he says, okay, I'm going to go ahead and freaking tell the family to fucking go this way, this underground passage, and it'll take them out into the forest somewhere far away, and we'll go from there. Okay, at this moment, all the characters come out and they show off their powers. And look, the characters look cool showing off their powers. That's one thing that superhero movies do well. They show off powers pretty well. I know there's people out there like to sit there and be like, oh, the CGI sucks, blah, blah. Like, can you do it? Can you do it at all? Can you do any of this? Can you take what's on the page and freaking put it on screen in a way that looks not stupid?
Yeah.
Okay? The powers look cool to me, okay? Look, the movie is shit. All right? Can you do better, Jugg? I think I could. I think I could, you know? But still, the characters look cool showing off their powers. I mean, especially Tattoo.
I'll at least give you at least got better than Nuclear Man, I guess.
Yeah. But you have to understand, look at the time that came out in.
Yeah.
Like the early 80s. Nuclear Man was a shit character, and they tried to make him cool, and they did as well as they could for the time. I bet if they made a Nuclear Man movie now, he wouldn't look like that. He probably wouldn't look like that, but he wouldn't look, his powers wouldn't look that stupid.
Or maybe they could. Maybe they could make it worse.
Yeah. So, all right. So finally the action's going to start, right?
Yep.
All right. So I can turn the lights off now.
That's what I did.
Here we go. So Stone fights Electra, and then he kills himself.
Yeah. That's what I had to pause the movie and just stop for a second.
Like, there's no way that she planned this. There's no way she made that plan. She didn't sit there and be like, oh, I'm going to freaking climb under this log while he punched this tree. And then I'm going to freaking, run in one direction and he's going to get attacked by that freaking, that tree's going to land on him. He killed himself. I'm like, so it's going to be one of those.
So I got up and turned the lights back
on. You're the dumb one. You're the dumb one. Okay. This guy has no lines and he's just already ruined the character. So another guy attacks Mark and Abby, and that's when Abby shows he's the chosen one, or the weapon, or the MacGuffin, or the treasure, I think is what they call her. So while this is going on, what's it called? Tattoo is freaking throwing out a bunch of wolves.
Yeah.
Like flying wolf ghost thingies. I don't know why he threw them out, because they didn't go to anybody.
He's like, check out my tattoos.
He didn't do those wolves he threw out didn't do anything.
Like, check out my tattoos.
Yeah, they fly and they go in one direction, but you're going the other direction, so they'll never see you. I'm like, okay. What's the point of sitting there, movie maker, throwing out the freaking wolves if the wolves don't do jack shit? Piece of shit. What the fuck was that?
Maybe maybe it's like pitch meeting. It's like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, so I don't know. Abby's fighting the other guy. And that's when Electra she's running towards them. I don't know how she got so far separated from them, but she did. And she finally catches up to them, and that's when Typhoid Mary comes up and kisses Electra. And the most non-sensual or sexual way of making two women who are attractive kiss. I just like, well, nothing. This is boring. And then right then, Stick shows up. And he saves the whole day. Typhoid Mary runs away. I guess so does Tattoo. And in Kirigi, they all are gone.
They're all scared of Stick.
Oh, yeah. And what's his name? what's the dude's name? Gabe. He died.
Yeah.
That's how important that was.
I'm like, oh well.
What happened to him? He died. So moving on.
I only like this scene because I knew, okay, the movie's almost over. I've almost made it.
But then you get more backstory showing Stick at the camp after he's healed Electra somehow. We never explained how that happened. She poisoned him, and or she poisoned Electra like directly. Like most everybody she poisons, she just kind of kisses and like blows a kiss, and then like they're poisoned and die.
Yeah.
She flat out kissed Electra and held her for like a good few minutes
And poisoned her.
but they got her saved. She's fine. So
Sticks is just like, well, whatever.
yeah, so they eventually get all of them, Mark, Abby, and Electra, back to Stick's training camp or whatever. It just looks like a couple of tents outside of like a freaking national park. That's what it looks like.
Maybe it was.
That's what it looked like to me.
What if they just went to like a random park, just like put the tents up?
Yeah. Like, this is where you were training Electra. I thought you were in like Japan or China, by the Himalayas doing some shit. They're like, nah, you're just in like fucking like Baltimore.
Yeah.
Just hanging out in a national park.
Yeah.
Whatever. So,
I mean, I guess in the Daredevil show, well, he trained him in like many different places.
Yeah. Well, even stupider though is that Stick now is training Abby, which makes me sit there and think, why couldn't you have taken her the first time? You knew what the fuck she was.
Like, now hold on a second. This is a movie. She's meant to be a plot device for this movie.
It was dumb. It's dumb, and it's dumb. Stick could have taken her at any point in time, but decided not to, and now he's doing it.
Hey, Stick was afraid of Markiplier.
He didn't want to have him friggin' be on the video or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But to me, it was just dumb. So there's a scene where, Stick is training Abby, and then later on, Abby decides to go ahead and fight Electra, and it looks stupid. Two women who don't know how to really fight for real are freaking, fighting each other, and it just looks ridiculous. It's not like The Matrix where it looks cool. Both of those guys didn't know how to fight either. Morpheus and Neo. They didn't know how to, Keanu and Lawrence Fishburne, they don't know how to fight martial arts style either, but yet they were trained for like months and months and months to sit there and be able to do the moves just right. This is not that.
No.
So it just looks fucking ridiculous. And then Electra wins, and then Abby starts to cry. And I'm like, okay, so it's dumb. So she decides to leave, and then she goes to find Kirigi, who's apparently nearby, just hanging out over there.
Like everybody.
Yeah. And it's like, I'm just going to go ahead and freaking, just kind of like sit down and wait to see what's going on. And it's still dumb.
Yep.
So what does Electra do? She goes home. She goes to her freaking mansion, which is nearby also. It must be nearby. Like, they sit here and act like that, like time has no meaning. Like I sit here and look at this, and I'm just like, how long does it take to get from point A to point B? And I don't see her driving anywhere. She's just there.
Yeah.
Like, is the freaking island that she was, is like the island that she was on close by to the freaking, which had the house and the other house on it that the ninjas attacked them at first. Is that close by to like the bar that they went to, which is close by to the freaking forest that they were in, which is close by to freaking Styx, National Park training camp, which is close by to Electra's freaking, mansion.
Yeah, mansion.
It's like right there. So what does Electra go to do? What does she do here? She goes there to get her freaking red costume. And look, it looks like a red costume, but it has high heels on it. And I'm never a fan of, like fighting costumes that have high heels on them.
Yeah.
I just not into that. And I know what the high heels are supposed to do, push the girl's butt up to where the butt looks perky and shit like that. But it's like, I'm not into that. you can give them regular flats. I'm fine with that. It's fine. You know, I imagine fighting in heels is gotta be the most difficult thing in the world. Whatever. So,
you don't. Well, I was gonna say you don't see Black Widow fighting in heels, but there's like sometimes. Yes.
It's like it's not heels. It's more of like she fought in the heels that one time. You know, but then since then it's been like, you know, her boots have more like rises on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I still don't think that those are that, you know, easy to fight with. But then again, I've never fought with risers on. It's the first time for everything. Maybe somebody out there will get me some risers. I'm size 12. So
maybe somebody out there could get you some heels.
I'm size 12. So whatever. She's at her home and she puts on her red costume. It's not comics accurate, but it's fine.
It's red.
It's red. Okay. She doesn't have the bandana on, which she should, but what I don't care. While she's at her house, she gets attacked by ninjas that she easily defeats because they're stupid. And it ends up being a fight against, you know, Kirigi and her. And he reminds her that he's the one who killed her mother. So she gets mad and he starts throwing sheets at her. Sheets. Like cloths. You know.
I'm like, come on, man. You're not the Quilt Man. You can't do that. You're not Crazy Quilt.
Yeah, he can't do that, but he's doing it.
It's like, you gotta be like Crazy Quilt. You fight her with a blanket.
Yeah, so he has her beat and he starts monologuing.
He's like,
and right then Abby shows up.
Because you know, she knows what's up.
She's not that far away, right?
Yeah. She's just out in the park.
Yeah, she's just there. She's fine. She's just out there. The park's like right outside. You know, so he starts to fight her. This is Kirigi. He starts to fight her, and then he ends up basically winning the fight. You know, it wasn't even a fight, really. She's just not trained to do shit.
It was the most epic fight of the movie.
Yeah. You know, so she chases, she runs, Electra runs after her, gives chase. They start to, you know, combine their powers and go off into the freaking, I guess she has a maze, a perfectly, you know, groomed maze out of bushes in her backyard, I guess.
Because why not?
Yeah, because why not? And she goes out there, and at this point in time, Tattoo decides, I'm here.
Because why not?
Yeah, I'm here.
It was like, I was in the park too.
I was in the park too. And since he's in the park too, you know, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? You know, why not be out there and, you know, do this whole thing?
It's like still not over, the movie.
Yeah, it's not over. So while Tattoo is out there, somehow they get split up because it's a maze, you know, and both Abby and Electra are having their own battles. So Electra is fighting Kirigi, and Tattoo is basically using snakes to I guess get at Abby. You know. And the snakes come out and they start freaking coming out as like a wave of snakes and start attacking her, and she's freaking the fuck out. While this is going on, Electra's fighting Kirigi and he's like monologuing at her and she kills him. That's how quickly it was. It wasn't as like no thing. It's like she kills him and then he freaking turns into freaking ash while he's falling down a well. You know, and I'm like, are you shitting me?
He's like, ah.
You're telling me that the freaking big bad dies before the other side henchman?
I mean, you know, like Assassin's Creed 3. But Assassin's Creed 3 was actually better.
This is dumb. It's dumb and you know it's fucking dumb. I hated that. I was like, are you kidding me? The main bad guy, the one who has all the motivation,
fell down the well and died.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's bad.
End of the movie, right? Wrong.
I was like, he fell down the well, and I'm like, well, that's bad.
So while this is going on, she's like, "Oh, I guess I better go save Abby because she's probably gonna die." She's got all these snakes on her, and she can't freaking kill the snakes with her little chain thing. And so
So I get
she's like, "I guess I can find Tattoo where Tattoo is." And uh, if I'm correct, she just walks up to him and just freaking snaps his neck. Another bad guy ended not even epically at all.
I was like, no, I actually like Tattoo.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it right there. And then like, okay, so Typhoid Mary walks up to her and freaking's like, "Hey, you know what? I used to be the chosen one, but turns out it's you, and it's not gonna not be me. So I'm gonna go ahead and kill you, and nobody will know about it." So she poisons Abby, and then she starts to walk off. Well, I guess, Electra is upset because she has this other power where she can, you know, use her instinct vision. I don't know what to call it. And she just throws a freaking sigh at freaking typhoid and kills her.
What is this, her version of Ultra Instinct?
Yeah. It's over and dead. Now all the bad guys are dead. And they all died and like they all got one-shotted.
It's like, if every superhero fought like this, then there would just be no crime.
I guess. So
It's like, she just one-shots everybody.
pretty much. So then, of course, Abby's been poisoned. So she, like, instead of taking care of her right there, she runs her up to her room upstairs.
Yeah, because it's just nearby.
Yeah, it's just right upstairs. Not it's not inside of a mansion or anything.
No.
Where you got like 30 rooms in there.
No.
So she gets her into a bed that has miraculously made clean sheets, clean pillows, all that shit like that, just in the bed. Obviously, she hasn't been here forever, but they keep the freaking beds made.
Yeah.
And she just magics Abby back to life.
It's like, there you go. You're you're fine.
End of this movie.
Finally.
I hated this movie. And when it came out, I mean, I really hated this movie when it came out. Okay? Now look, I'm about to say something real controversial. Okay? This movie really sucks.
They're gonna say something else. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Okay. They were at the point where they weren't taking the Marvel properties very seriously. Serious enough to make a movie, but not serious enough to where they would freaking make a good movie.
This movie is awful.
It's not very good at all.
It's horrible.
Bored most of the time. And it's not that it was boring because like the Incredible Hulk was boring.
Yeah, but that one was kind of funny.
This one was just awful.
Yeah.
And everybody who was in it, should feel bad for being in it.
Except Tattoo. I like Tattoo.
Look. I almost said something. I'm just gonna say it. Tattoo, he stole every scene he was in.
Tattoo is the real reason I watched this movie.
That's what I'm like. Oh my god! If they could just get me an on-screen representation of Tattoo,
Right?
I could die a happy person, and they did.
Yep, that's who I watched this for. I'm like, I remember Tattoo from the comics. That was my favorite character of Marvel. I got to see him in this.
I know. If they fuck it up, I'm gonna be like, wrong. Look, what am I gonna give this movie? What are you gonna give it?
Like, can I give it a 0?
No, it's 1 to 5.
I'll give it like the lowest one of ones.
I mean, I'm gonna give it the highest one of ones. Okay, it didn't suck nearly as bad as it could have. Doesn't mean it didn't suck. It really did. And
bad. Never watching it again.
We don't have to. We don't have to.
It's funny. I'd rather watch Hulk over this.
I find it hard to sit there and disagree with that. But like I said, this movie is not a very good movie, and I'm I'm glad I don't have to watch it ever again.
It's funny. After watching these Daredevil and Electra movies, I'm like, I'm going to watch the Daredevil show. And then I watch the Daredevil show. Much better.
Yeah, I don't turn the lights off for this one.
Nope.
The lights stay off. They don't turn on.
He's like, that's much better.
Yeah. So, but that's all I got about this movie. What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, I know this one was boring, but I also know there's another boring one that we keep talking about over and over again. I keep saying Fan Force Stick.
That's not the one we're watching next.
It's not the one we're watching next, though. But I just keep saying that one's really boring. I didn't even finish that one, but I finished this one.
Yeah, well, that's how we get the podcast out.
Yep.
And before we continue casting the pods, I got to put in some freaking some extra stuff.
Potting the cast.
Yeah. So I do have a YouTube channel. It is Gentleman Jugg. 2 words.
I've actually been there now.
Yeah, it's not bad. I also have a Instagram. It is Gentleman Jugg, keeping things original.
Yeah.
And my Twitter. What's it called?
Gentleman Jugg?
Yeah. It is.
It is?
It is. Yes, it is. And if you do like this, please hit all the numbers or whatever the ratings are. Give us the highest or lowest. I don't care. Just rate it.
I was expecting you to say, do what the other podcasters tell you to do.
Yeah, that was getting boring to me. I was getting very bored with saying that, so I'm changing things up just a little bit, just a Twitter, and we'll see you next time. And when's that one going to be available?
When it's ready.